Hello and welcome to Design and Implement a Pipeline Strategy. I'm Andrew Conniff, a Microsoft technical trainer specializing in data and AI. And in this session, we will explore strategies for designing and implementing pipelines. So let's get started. When working with Azure Pipelines, configuring agent demands is an important step to ensure that our jobs run on the right machines with the necessary capabilities. Agent demands let us specify requirements that an agent must meet before it can run a job. So think of it as setting up a checklist for the environments for our pipeline needs. These demands can be user-defined, such as requiring a specific tool or software version or system compatibilities, like a certain operating system or amount of memory. By clearly defining these needs, we help Azure Pipelines match our jobs to agents that are properly equipped, reducing the risk of failures due to missing dependencies or incompatible environments. Multi-configuration and multi-agent capabilities in Azure Pipelines are powerful features that help teams streamline their builds and deployment processes. Multi-configuration allows us to run the same set of tasks across different configurations. Think of deploying your application to multiple environments or regions with just one pipeline definition. For example, you may want to test your app with different settings or deploy it to both the US and a European data center. This approach ensures consistency and saves time, as you don't need to create separate pipelines for each scenario. Multiple agent, on the other hand, lets you run the same tasks on multiple agents simultaneously. This is especially useful when we need to deploy the same application to a farm of servers or perform large-scale testing. By leveraging multiple agents, we can speed up the deployments and reduce bottlenecks, making our DevOps workflow more efficient and scalable. Together, these features empower teams to deliver software faster with greater reliability, ensuring that our updates and new features reach users quickly and smoothly. Azure Pipelines lets us break our build and deployment process into multiple jobs, which is a powerful way to organize and speed up our workflows. By adding multiple jobs to a pipeline, we can assign different jobs to a different agent pool or self-hosted agents. We can also publish artifacts in one job and use them in another. And we can even run several jobs in parallel. This means that we can build faster, enable conditioned execution of tasks, and keep our pipeline flexible and efficient. If your organization doesn't have enough parallel jobs available, the extra jobs are simply queued and run sequentially. This ensures that nothing gets lost or skipped along the way. So Azure Pipelines integrates seamlessly with GitHub repositories, making it easy to automate our build and deployment processes. There are several ways to connect our GitHub repo to Azure Pipelines, each with its own strengths. So using GitHub app authentication is the most modern and secure method. It supports GitHub checks and doesn't rely on personal GitHub identities, which is great for teams and organizations. Alternatively, OAuth is suitable for working with other personal GitHub accounts, while GitHub personal access tokens offer granular permissions control, but require careful management since they can expire. These flexible authentication options ensure you can tailor your integration with your team's needs and security requirements. A comprehensive testing strategy is essential for delivering high-quality software through Azure Pipelines. This approach involves careful planning and selection of the right tools and frameworks to automate tests at every stage of the development process. By integrating test automation into your continuous integration and continuous deployment (CI/CD) workflows, we can catch issues early on, ensure that our code works as intended, and maintain a steady flow of reliable updates. Key considerations include assessing your testing needs, choosing the right types of tests like unit, integration, functional, and performance testing, and making sure your team is equipped with the proper documentation and training to execute these tests effectively. Code coverage is a key metric in modern DevOps practices, and Azure DevOps makes it straightforward to implement and visualize. In Azure DevOps, you set up tests and coverage tools and configure your pipeline, add code coverage tasks, and publish coverage reports. This means that every time your code is built and tested, you get a clear view of how much of your code base is actually exercised by your tests. And similarly, with GitHub Actions, you can set up workflows that include code coverage steps, ensuring that your team can monitor test effectiveness directly within your CI/CD process. The benefit of integrating code coverage into your pipeline is that it helps your team catch untested or risky code early and improve software quality and reliability. By publishing the coverage reports, we make it easy for everyone on the team to see where the gaps exist and prioritize tests where they matter the most. Whether you're using Azure DevOps or GitHub Actions, this visibility empowers teams to develop robust, well-tested applications and fosters a culture of continuous improvement. Let's explore different types of source control repositories supported by Azure Pipelines. Azure Pipelines is designed to be flexible, allowing teams to connect their build and deployment pipelines to a variety of source control systems. And this includes Azure Repos Git, Azure Repos Team Foundation Version Control, or TFVC, generic Git repositories, GitHub, GitHub Enterprise Server, and even Subversion. Depending on whether you use YAML-based approach or the classic editor, some repository types may have broader or more limited support. For example, Azure Repos Git and GitHub are supported in both YAML and classic editor pipelines, while Subversion and generic Git are only supported in the classic editor. This flexibility means teams can use the tools and workflows that fit with their needs without being locked into a single platform. And that concludes our session. There are many ways to continue your learning journey. We encourage you to watch other videos in this course and search out your next favorite topic on Microsoft Learn at aka.ms/learn.